Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. And the news today is that TAURION is preparing to launch its third treasure hunt. So before we get into the details, a quick disclaimer: I do some work with TAURION, or the Zaya team, who are the blockchain behind TAURION. So I know what's going on, but so you know, it's not the reason I'm doing this. I think it's interesting. That's the reason I'm working with them, but just so we have the disclaimer out of the way. So what is TAURION? So TAURION is a turn-based strategy game using the Zaya blockchain. Zaya blockchain is a blockchain broadly based on Bitcoin that forked several times. It's designed specifically for playing blockchain games. And obviously this is the third treasure hunt. So there's been two previous ones to that. They have been kind of a bit more like tech demos. So the game is in its alpha at the moment. Broadly, the game is a kind of a Dune type Command and Conquer, one of those kind of strategy games. It's sort of like a real-time strategy game because it's based on a blockchain that is you have to wait for the block times. It has it's kind of a real-time / turn-based game, I suppose. And there are three factions or houses who have different vehicles and buildings. You belong to one of those. And they're all fighting amongst themselves. Everyone's on this kind of desert planet, which has loads of resources under the ground. So people are taking their vehicles, going around, prospecting to find these different materials, digging them up, mining them, taking them back to their buildings, refining them to get the kind of the material they need to then build and craft. So very much that kind of like a resource management kind of mining crafting element, and then also combat. So the houses are attacking each other. So the vehicles have weapons on them, and as you kind of get more resources, you can build better weapons, and you can imagine kind of how these things play out. Obviously, all happening on the blockchain, so it's kind of fully decentralized, and that's kind of the really interesting bit of this game. But the treasure hunt is as I say, is a bit different. So not all the features. The game's not finished. We'll go have a quick look at kind of what is in at the moment and what isn't in. And the treasure hunt is a way of kind of like stress testing what's going on. So it gets people to download the game and play it, and there are a whole bunch of rewards. So over $10,000 worth of prizes. I guess the biggest prize is Make a DAO, and their DAI stablecoin. They've given $2,500 worth of DAI, which is just dotted around the map. You have to go around and find it. Because the Zaya team are in the Ubisoft Entrepreneurs Lab at the moment. They have some Assassin's Creed games, PC games to give away as well, and there's a whole bunch of other kind of prizes from other kind of mainly blockchain crypto kind of projects and games. So worth checking in on. You have to register by filling in the email. You get a free alpha starter pack, and you basically then are into the email loop about what's going on and what you have to download to play. You do need a fairly good PC to play it. So obviously it's a blockchain game, so when you download the game client will have to also sync to the blockchain. So there is that kind of element to it. It is a fully on-chain game. It's not like an Ethereum game where you own NFTs. Everything that happens is happening on a blockchain. So interesting from that point of view as well. So end of July, looks like we're expecting this to happen. So what features have we got? What features have we got? So all these things are in now. They weren't in previously. So movement, basic combat, prospecting and mining, inventory, picking up and dropping items. If you find someone who's got a cargo vehicle full of cool things they've mined, you can blow it up and nick all the stuff. That kind of aspect of kind of combat and kind of piracy. No, not really piracy, but that kind of aspect of letting someone else do the hard work and then nicking all their stuff is very strong in TAURION. There are still things that are missing though. So things that will be in the final game, like a skills progression system, like a RPG kind of skills element, reputation systems, corporations and alliances within the houses, trading and DEX marketplaces within the buildings. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's not in there yet. So it's still not the complete game. But the kind of the things that are added are quite important. So there's this idea of ancient artifacts. So these are things that are just kind of from the original civilization that was on this planet that's gone away now. So these are really cool things that you can find, that you can then reverse engineer these artifacts into blueprints, and then if you get the right resources, you can then craft these kind of artifacts and use them yourself. 36 different vehicles, so there's 12 different vehicle types for each house. So you obviously have like fast scouts, and then kind of big lumbering cargo vehicles and combat vehicles. Typical sort of weapon systems, missile launchers, beam lasers, debuffs like slow the enemy down, speed yourself up, shields, all this sort of things. Turrets, engines, and structures, buildings. So each house has its own building type, which they have to kind of bring. They have to use those building types to create their own vehicles and hold their resources. So you have construction bays, construction facilities, vehicle bays, command centers, refineries, research facilities, energy buildings. Those aren't in there for this build. And also there'll be safe zones. So one of the things we saw with the first two treasure hunts was that a lot of people, as tends to happen in these games, the more skillful players or players who quickly build up an advantage just go around killing everyone. So that's not much fun for the people getting killed. So bigger kind of safe zones so people can kind of get an idea about the game. And actually one of the biggest things here is it's a built-in wallet. So previously you had to download the blockchain client and the game client and then sync them. Now you can just do it all in one go. So much simpler. So there we go. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I think Taurion is an interesting game. Very different to a lot of the stuff we see out there on blockchain because it's fully on chain, and definitely worth experimenting with. You might even win something of value. So stick your email in there, and obviously we'll be keeping an eye on how Taurion goes over the coming weeks and months. Thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we spend our time playing blockchain games and talking about them. So if you're interested in that, please do subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you again soon.